Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. John Fairchild has over 42 years of automotive fixed operations management and consulting experience, and John has come upon an inevitable conclusion. Guests in the marketplace are starving for professional attention anywhere you go. Today, John is leading an all-star discussion that includes Tully Williams and Shon Kingrey. Gentlemen, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
That's so true, Ted. That people in the marketplace, anywhere you go, not just a car dealership, are starving for professional attention. That is indeed a fact. And I did ask a couple of close associates and people that I know in the field to come on and let's talk about how we can do our part to be a stellar customer service element in a world that is so dull. And what are some of the effective service advisor and service manager training methodologies? And so I got a couple, like you said, of the experts here, and I think they've got some great ideas, and I want to kind of bounce it back and forth, Ted.
So, John, what I'm going to do, since I see you everywhere, you're at the Pinnacle Training Center in Atlanta, you're in dealership working with Tully, with Shon, and since they are very esteemed colleagues of ours and of the roundtable, I'm going to step out of the way and let you have this discussion with them, and I'll come back at the end. So if it's okay, gentlemen, I'll let you take it away.
Thanks, Ted. Thank you so much for hosting this. He's dynamite. Yeah, and so I think that that there is a really real need for effective service advisor training, particularly out there in the retail world, and these guys do it dynamitely. And I wanted to, if that's a word, and I wanted to kind of ask you guys what are the effective elements in service advisor training in general. And pointedly, maybe I could just ask you guys to both talk about what's better. I always get the rub, and I do both. Is being on site better or being in the classroom? What gives the best results in that regard, Tully?
Well, here's the way I see it. First off, does your group support training at your facility? And if you do not, don't hire John Fairchild. The issue is that we have to have the culture in your store to grow, to learn, and ultimately drive more money for them and their families. You have to have that culture first. The next piece is classroom training is a must. In-store training, in-store, in the driveway, does not work. The distractions are too great. Do we want John in the driveway to look? Absolutely. But the training happens in the classroom environment. Don't make it long. Keep those short, 2 to 3 hours. We have set up a structure, John, as for us, 2 hours once a month. And it has been the best. We get in and get out. We get a couple great nuggets. So when they come back, guess what? Results happen. And they say, wow, that worked. What a result.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Tully. Shon, I guess same question to you. What elements about advisor training do you see is the on-site better for, and what elements is the classroom better for?
And I'm going to feed off of Tully because Tully and I are so on the same page on everything that we do. It does start from the top. It's no different than any program you bring in, whether it's a Y advisor or a text to drive or whatever the tool is. If it doesn't get supported by upper management, it's going to fail every time. It's going to end in the top right-hand desk drawer. The door is going to close and you're never going to use it again. And we all know it's true because we've all seen it fail. But to Tully's point, I agree. Yes, you need service on drive training. You need walk around. That's their environment. You have to make them comfortable in that environment so they do it naturally when the customer's there. But it's too easy to walk away from the phone call. It's too easy to walk away from the guest that's staying there waiting. It has to happen in a classroom, off-site. There's got to be role play. It's got to be a little uncomfortable. And for those that don't know John, guys, John is a role play expert. He's good at it. That is his expertise. He can do role play like nobody else loves to do. And then you got to get them off site, like I said, and like Tully said, you got to get them into an environment that amongst their peers, they can talk, they can learn, they can share ideas. 20 groups, we talk about 20 groups, we talk about NADA and MCM and all of it. But in a 20 group, you get to feed off of each other. You get ideas off each other. You get what works. What I get off of you, John, and Tully, and Ed Roberts, and Sarah, and Ted, and everybody is ideas that you can take to the drive that work. And this is what works. You got to get them offsite. John, I know your classroom in Atlanta has been a big hit. Guys, it gets them away from the dealership environment. It gets them into an environment they're not comfortable with. And that's okay. You know, I know Tully has a classroom environment in his store. It gets them off the drive. It gets them away from that customer that's pulling at them, or the other advisor, or the technician. Hey, just sell my job yet. I love it. I love getting them offsite, John.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, you know, as far as what I really feel makes any kind of training sticky is what I call a cadence of accountability. So the accountability features of service advisor training involve the management, obviously. And I want you guys to share your best practices of how you keep your managers involved in the training of their service advisors, because you guys know better than me that if any kind of training, any kind of any type of information feed, if it's not followed up on, if it's not make sure it's being implemented, then it's not worth a hill of beans. So give me some thoughts, Shon, on what you feel like are some good ways to attribute what I call a cadence of accountability in your service department.
I think there's twofold to that. I think the first thing is the manager's got to be involved in the training too, right along with the advisor. It isn't, I'm going to send them to training. No, they got to be part of it. They have to go through the same training. They have to know if they aren't practicing what they're preaching, or they're not preaching what they're practicing, it's never going to work. So I'll start there. And then daily accountability. You have to let the advisors know that daily you're tracking their results. The techs need to know you're tracking their results. Quite frankly, the car porters need to know you're tracking their results. Everybody's got to know along the way.
Amen.
So again, it all starts with the management, and it works all the way down from there.
Tully, I know you got some good words about creating a cadence and accountability, and kind of a mastermind at it as well. So give us some nuggets.
Well, Shon is spot on. If your managers are not in the class, if your general manager is not in the class, is your dealer showing up and supporting the class, it won't work. It will not work. It must be all in. And we have to make it fun. It can't be stupid and boring. It has to be exciting, because here's the deal. We're taking them out of their environment into a classroom. They're already going to start getting weird on you, right? And the whole point of it is that we want to show you how to sell better. We want to show you how to treat the customer better. We want to show you how to sell more great technician recommendations that I'd sell my family members. We want to show you how to do better repeat and referral business. And guess what happens? They all make more money for them and their families, and the customers are happier. Oh my God, what a concept. It starts with great training. Then we show them the results. As you see behind me, the TV's in the back. We push it out daily, hourly, minutely. Look at what you are doing. Congratulations. Don't make it a negative. Make it a positive. Show the green. Show same-day selling is up. Discounts are down. CSI is up. That is the winning ticket.
Yeah. You know, I am feeding off your passion, Tully, because what you guys are experiencing over there really is working level. And, you know, let's just also say your dealership group was already performing at a super high level, super high. So you've just gotten the cream on the top of it. That's awesome. Hey, so I'd like to also kind of focus, while we got a few more minutes, guys, are some of the best techniques. You mentioned, both of y'all mentioned role play and video role play. And you also mentioned, tell us a few minutes about what you've done, and Shon as well. We've done that with your huge payout. So each of y'all take a turn and let us know how to make that element of it effective.
I'll start. We had a great results. As you know, John, we had two huge contests. First was our service writer, and then we had our service technician. One is that when we had a service writer contest, do you want to make service writers uncomfortable? Have them do role play. They are, oh my God, that's for the sales department. We don't do that here. Absolutely incorrect. Are you going to make it fun? Make it fun, and also make it a contest. Oh my God, what a concept. $1,000 winner for the top one. John got to pick the right contest. We had 100%, again, 100%, 100% of the people turned them in. We had 65 videos. The old goal is then we got to show the top 5 or top 10. I forget which one it was. But the whole point of it is that we made them feel good. We showed them the success of how they were asking and talking to their customer. We turned it out to be a huge win. Yes, and some people got into it more than others, but the whole point of it is we made it fun, and that is the trick. Then we went down to the service. We went down to the technicians, and we just finished that up last week, the technician one. We had a huge amount of submissions. We had over 75 submissions that we looked at. The great thing is the top 10. The number one video got $2,000. Why? How important?
That makes it fun.
It does. And how important is it to have the best video sent your customer? The reason we do the contest is to expose what's happening at your store. Show them what's happening. Show them what the customer's getting. And do videos sell repair? Do videos sell hours? Absolutely, 1,000%.
And I loved that element of Shon during the classroom training that we did with your group contest. So we actually filmed the walk around in each one. And tell us about some of the benefits of that.
So what we did, guys, is we took our service advisor staff, and it was 100% participation. It wasn't an option. Managers, writers, they all had to be there, okay? We took them off-site to an off-site facility. Sure, we fed them. We did the donuts and, of course, the pizza thing. Guys, it was off-site. The uncomfortable part was it was outside, and by the way, it was raining. The environment was completely uncomfortable. And we did that on purpose, though. It all played out perfectly. It's raining outside. They got to do a walk around, and they all stood outside, and as we filmed it, and we all recorded it, and we played it over. And totally, we literally, and John did a good job checking IP addresses, by the way. We made them vote on themselves, and we did the $1,000 giveaway. And I'm going to tell you what, the day of the deadline, the emails were nonstop. Do we have a winner yet? Do we have a winner yet? Do we have a winner yet? They all cared. And totally, kudos to you for doing the technician thing. I think that's awesome. Taking it to the next level, taking it back to the shop is perfect. But the advisors fed off of it. They liked it so much, we did it again. And by the way, the difference between the first one and the second one, monumental, because they learned from themselves, because they watched themselves. It's okay, guys. We all have these things right here. We all have the cell phones, guys. Record them. It takes nothing. Show it to them. Yeah. Nobody wants to be on the bottom. I promise you, the guy that was down here is right up here the next time. Every single time.
Let me just chime in on my good friend Shon there. I think that when you start this revolution, we start about these videos. We talk about how fun it was. Like Shon turned it into a massive contest and fun, as I did. The next thing is the technicians. The next one's going to be the walk around. The next one's going to be this video. The next one's going to be this video. And guess what happens? What's the next video so I can get working on that, right? The whole point of it is that it's going to turn into a great learning experience. And this is what John Fairchild has done for us. We didn't do videos before John came. I'm like, videos, walk arounds? Our writers don't do that. Well, of course they do. And then guess what? We're turning it out to have a lot of fun. So I think the target is get out of your comfort zone. Take them into a classroom. Get them to learn. And guess what? They're going to thrive on that learning.
Tully, if I can follow up.
Please do, Ted.
Tully, how difficult was it to get a hold of John Fairchild and schedule him for your store? Walk us through that process as a dealer or a manager watching today. How did you go about getting this thing scheduled?
Well, here's how it started. My good friend Ted Ings is I saw John Fairchild and Shon on a Ted Ings Roundtable video. I respect Shon very much. I said, Shon, is this Fairchild guy a good guy? And of course, it took him like a half an hour to stop talking about how good John Fairchild was. I called up John Fairchild and says, bro, you need to come out and talk to me about some training. He flew out. We set it up. We wrote the check. Haven't looked back since. So, Mr. Ted Ings, it was incredibly easy. John has been thorough. He has been great. Our customers, our service advisors, our service managers and GMs enjoy the training. We've had great success. As I tell John this is where I'm holding John accountable. If my same day selling is not risen and my discounts are not lower, you will not be coming back. And guess what? We are at the highest same day selling ever, and our discounts are falling. God bless John Fairchild.
So, John, if our audience reaches out to you to schedule this training, how far out are you going to be scheduling? Is it, can you come in tomorrow, next week? How soon?
It's a little bit of a tricky question, but I've got support staff as well, and so we make it easy, and we can generally schedule. It's good for you. So yeah, I appreciate the plug, and I can definitely. I'm looking for that really want to take it from the top down and embed it into their culture. And I think a lot of training also aims to shove it all at you at once, where there's no chance of digesting it. And we got to take each piece and chew it up and digest it and make it a part of our culture. And that's when the old saying, we've always done it this way, becomes a good thing, because you're now doing it the right way.
Shon,
so,
what's the best
time, everybody?
Shon, what's the best way for our audience to get a hold of John Fairchild?
You listen, if you email or John, I can tell you this. John and I and Tully and all of us kind of the same. John and I last night at 10:30 at night, we're literally talking on the phone. Guys, reach out to John. John's always responsive to email, text message, phone calls. I can tell you this. John and I have had a 3-year relationship. It's a relationship it's a professional. It's become personal. It's a very intimate relationship. He knows the good, the bad, the ugly of me, and I know the good, the bad, ugly of him. If you reach out to John, John is going to reach back out to you. I can promise you. You will. I've never once can say I'm sorry for anything we've done with John Fairchild, ever.
John, I see a phone number scrolling across the bottom. Is that your cell?
Yeah, that is my cell. It's 770-561-4644. Text me and I'll get back to you ASAP. If I don't answer, I'm with a client or I'm in a training session, and I will definitely get back to you ASAP. Thanks, you guys.
And Tully and Shon, if our audience needs somehow to reach out to you for a reference, are you okay? I'm assuming and giving the blessing on John.
As you know, Ted, 24/7. I know Tully's the same way. We both are.
Amen.
Right. Gentlemen, thank you so much today. Enlightening, and I can vouch and attest that role play and the video role play is super effective, and have your advisors a little uncomfortable.
Fun. It's you know what? At first it does, but after the ice breaks, you start getting some traction.
They love it.
You know, that's the beautiful thing about it is people who didn't think they liked the role play are all of a sudden they're pretty decent at it. Like Miss Van Zant over at the Porsche store. She didn't want to role play. She won the contest. She was like, so yeah, it's pretty fun. So thanks, guys.
John Fairchild here today with Tully Williams and Shon Kingrey, the Effective Service Advisor Training Panel at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Call John Fairchild.